Imagine a knight facing a dragon that has haunted them for years. Instead of slaying it, they approach, curious, seeking understanding rather than destruction. That knight could be you. We all want to feel strong, untouchable, free from the weight of emotional pain. Yet, no matter how fast we run or how high we build our walls, it finds us. What if the very pain you fear isn't here to harm you, but to set you free? Imagine you're standing under the harsh glare of the sun, trying desperately to escape your shadow. No matter how fast you run or how far you go, it clings to you. This is what it feels like to avoid pain. The effort to outrun it consumes you, and yet, you stay tethered to it, unable to break free. Many people believe that the key to emotional strength lies in avoiding pain altogether, building walls so high and thick that nothing can get through. They imagine that becoming untouchable, never vulnerable, never hurt, is the ultimate form of self-protection. But is it? Here's the paradox. The harder you try to avoid pain, the more power it has over you. It doesn't vanish because you suppress it. It waits. It festers beneath the surface, boiling over in ways you don't always recognize. Think about someone who lashes out in anger at a harmless comment, or someone who overthinks an innocent misunderstanding until it spirals into anxiety. This isn't strength, it's vulnerability in disguise. The more we repress pain, the more it starts to seep into everything we do, controlling us from the shadows. Picture an untreated wound. Maybe it starts as something small, like a scrape or a cut, but ignore it long enough and it becomes infected. It doesn't just hurt more, it starts to cripple you. Emotional pain works the same way. Repression isn't healing, it's postponing, and in the meantime, the pain compounds. Carl Jung explained this brilliantly, seeing suffering not as meaningless torment, but as a vital signal. He believed pain is a message from the unconscious. It's your mind's way of telling you there's something unresolved, something that needs attention. And like any messenger ignored, it grows louder and more insistent until you can't ignore it any longer. Here's the part that most people miss. The pain you feel is rarely about the external event itself. It's more about what that event touches within you, an internal wound or fear you haven't fully addressed. Consider this. Why does criticism roll off one person's back but devastate someone else? The words are the same, but the reaction is entirely different. The answer lies in what the criticism hits. If someone has never healed from feeling not good enough, negative feedback can be like ripping the scab off an old wound. Suddenly, they're not just hearing the criticism, they're reliving every moment they've felt unworthy. Let's bring this to life with an example. Picture someone who constantly chases validation from others. They bend over backward to please their boss, their friends, their family. But even when they finally receive that approval, they feel empty. What they're seeking isn't in the compliments or the applause, it's in themselves. An unresolved pain, perhaps a deep fear of rejection or not being enough, is driving their behavior. And until that wound is confronted, no amount of validation will ever feel like enough. What does this tell us? It's not the external circumstances that keep us trapped. It's the avoidance of what's beneath them. Pain, as uncomfortable as it is, isn't our enemy, it's a guide. It shows us where to look, what to address, and where we're holding ourselves back. Ignoring it, distracting ourselves, or burying it only keeps us stuck in the same cycle. Avoiding pain doesn't protect you, it binds you to it. True strength begins when you stop running and turn to face it. What you'll find is this: the pain you've spent so long fearing isn't a looming monster, but a reflection of something within you that needs compassion, not avoidance. But if avoiding pain isn't the answer, what is? To understand, we must explore the hidden forces shaping your experiences. Let's look inward. What if the real source of your pain isn't out there at all? What if the world around you, the people who frustrate you, the situations that push your buttons, aren't the origin of your suffering? Instead, it's something beneath the surface, something hidden inside you. And what if that hidden world has been shaping your life all along, without you even realizing it? This is the unconscious. It's not some vague, mysterious concept. It's the part of your mind that holds unresolved memories, fears, traumas, and desires. It quietly directs your thoughts, reactions, and behaviors from the background. Most people go their whole lives without knowing it's there, but that doesn't make it any less powerful. Have you ever reacted more intensely than the situation called for, only to wonder later why it set you off so much? That's the unconscious at work. Here's the challenge. How do you engage with something you can't see? How do you confront what feels invisible? Think of it this way. Your unconscious is like a dragon guarding treasure. It's terrifying because it's unknown, because it operates in a space you can't fully understand. But here's the truth. The dragon isn't there to destroy you. It's there to protect something valuable. Confronting it might be uncomfortable or even frightening, but it's the only way to reclaim your power. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Let that sink in for a moment. Think of every time you've felt stuck in a pattern, choosing the same toxic relationships, reacting defensively to criticism, or sabotaging yourself just when you're about to succeed. None of this is fate. It's the unconscious at work, quietly pulling the strings until its patterns are brought into awareness. Without realizing it, unresolved fears and desires shape your choices, your relationships, even the way you see yourself. This is why external events only hurt when they hit something inside you. It's not the event itself, it's what it awakens. Imagine someone makes a casual comment about your work, questioning its quality. If you're secure in your skills, you might shrug it off, maybe even agree with some constructive feedback. But if you carry a fear of never being good enough, that same comment can feel like an attack. It's not their words that hurt you. It's the insecurity they've accidentally touched. Take rejection as another example. Two people go through the same experience. They aren't picked for a job, a project, or a relationship. One treats it as part of life and moves on. The other spirals into self-doubt, replays every moment, and feels unworthy. The pain isn't just about the rejection. It's amplified by echoes of past abandonment stored in the unconscious. Those aren't just memories. They're old wounds given new life through the current moment. The unconscious can feel like an adversary, constantly dragging things into your life that you wish would go away. Discomfort, anxiety, conflict. Short, pause. But what if that's the point? Those patterns, irritating as they are, might not just be random. Jung believed they're the unconscious trying to get your attention. The parts of yourself you've buried because they're too painful or too messy. Find ways to emerge, and they'll keep doing so until you face them. Calm. Here's where things become clearer. The unconscious isn't your enemy. It's not trying to ruin your life. Beneath the shadow it casts lies something you need: awareness, healing, clarity. Emphatic, that dragon isn't just a threat. It's also the keeper of the treasure. The patterns that frustrate you, they're clues. The emotions that overwhelm you, they're signals pointing to the real issues. Everything you keep avoiding is whispering, "This is the way out." Reflective, the unconscious is the source of your suffering, yes, but more importantly, it holds the key to your freedom. Short, pause. It's as though life is offering you a map, hidden in the very pain you're trying to escape. You just have to be willing to look at it. Thoughtful. So how do you begin? How do you face the unconscious without becoming overwhelmed? Emphatic. The answer lies in integration, embracing the parts of yourself that you've been turning away from. Imagine a knight standing before a dragon. The knight doesn't lift a sword or prepare to fight. Instead, they approach slowly, not to slay the dragon, but to understand it. Over time, what was once a source of terror becomes a companion, a guide. The dragon is still powerful, but now it serves the night, not the other way around. This is what integration looks like. An act of meeting your fears, your insecurities, and your darkest parts. Not with resistance, but with acceptance. It's not about destroying what scares you. It's about transforming it into something that strengthens you. Integration in Jungian psychology is the process of embracing your unconscious, bringing to light the parts of yourself you've denied, and making them part of your whole being. It's not a battle to conquer the self or to banish negativity. Instead, it's an invitation to understand what's been hidden. The shadow, those rejected parts of your personality, does not disappear when ignored. It grows, influencing your thoughts and choices in ways you can't see. True emotional freedom comes not from repressing these parts, but from understanding and integrating them. This is not, however, an easy path. Most would rather look away, distract themselves, or cover their pain with busyness or superficial solutions. The truth is, facing discomfort feels like stepping into the unknown. It requires you to acknowledge parts of yourself you might not be proud of. The fear of rejection, the need for validation, or even the anger you've spent years suppressing. Ignoring them doesn't mean they go away. It just means they continue controlling you from the shadows. Think of it like light and shadow. Light doesn't erase shadows, it reveals them. The more light, the more awareness you bring to your inner world, the more you see the parts of yourself you've hidden, dismissed, or misunderstood. And in that awareness, something remarkable happens. Those shadows no longer have power over you. They don't disappear, but they lose their ability to steer your actions from behind the scenes. This is the clarity that comes with integration, learning to observe your inner reactions instead of being ruled by them. Carl Jung described this process as individuation, the journey of becoming whole. It's not about becoming perfect or achieving some flawless version of yourself. It's about understanding that every part of you, including the messy, insecure, and fearful ones, has a place within you. Individuation is a return to authenticity, a realization that strength lies in being complete, not in wearing a mask of invulnerability. When you integrate your shadow, you become less reactive and more intentional because you no longer fear those parts of yourself being exposed. Imagine someone who has spent years running from their fear of failure. They avoid taking risks, they react harshly to criticism, and they base their sense of worth on how others perceive them. Now imagine that same person starts to face their fear directly. They acknowledge it, reflect on where it comes from, and slowly let go of the shame attached to it. Over time, criticism no longer feels like a personal attack. It's just feedback. Decisions once fueled by avoiding failure now come from a place of clarity and purpose. This is emotional immunity, not indifference, but an ability to move through life without being destabilized by external challenges. When you embrace your shadows, triggers lose their power. The things that used to hurt you, the judgments, the rejections, the disappointments, no longer find a way to hook into you because there's nothing unresolved for them to hit. And this is the treasure hidden behind the dragon, a state of being where the world stops feeling like it's working against you. You're no longer controlled by the things you've avoided. Instead, you respond to life with authenticity and ease. True strength isn't about becoming untouchable. It's about becoming whole. When you've faced your monsters and embraced the parts of yourself you've been avoiding, you step into the world with a new kind of freedom. The challenges don't disappear, but they lose their ability to control you. And integration, while difficult, is the key to that freedom. But it's not a destination. It's a lifelong journey of meeting yourself, again and again. So where do you begin? Emotional freedom doesn't come from avoiding pain, but from understanding it. The challenges you face aren't there to be denied or fought against. They're your opportunity to heal. Carl Jung's words, "What you resist persists, what you accept transforms," remind us that awareness is the catalyst for change. Begin by noticing your triggers. When something unsettles you, pause. Ask yourself not why someone else caused it, but what it reveals about you. That awareness is where transformation starts. In the next video, we'll explore individuation, the journey of wholeness, so you can embrace the parts of yourself you've left behind. Your story continues.